Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all drip ecosystem related projects. Had to catch myself. So disclaimer. So that thumbnail you saw is not clickbait. You guys know by now I am indeed not a moon boy. I don't just spout mindless stuff and put it up there just to get the views. I try to educate you guys, and oftentimes it's at the expense of the views, because a lot of people don't like what I have to say because they prefer to not look at facts over feelings, and they get upset. So trigger warning, you will be upset in this video because I'm going to show you a 10x, and you're going to want to stick around to see where that 10x is coming from. But first, I have to remind you guys of the mantra I picked up for myself. So I said this on with Crypto Night on the Twitter space. He asked me in the first Twitter space I had with him, he's like, what do you want to be remembered for? And I'm going to paraphrase here, or what do you want the drip community to remember you as, or something like that. And I said, I want to be someone that speaks their truth and is unapologetically themselves. And I believe, again, that comes from the military and the integrity side, but I've also kind of picked that up over the years and then been honing it on this channel, actually, because of the people that have joined after me that I feel a sense of responsibility towards. And when I was thinking about that, it's like, yeah, I listen to a lot of David Goggins. I don't know if you guys know who David Goggins is, but he talks about this accountability mirror, meaning looking yourself straight in the face in the mirror and being real with yourself and calling yourself on the BS. Not trying to sugarcoat it, not trying to pretend it doesn't exist, being straight up with yourself. And that reminded me of a old poem that I learned in Airman Leadership School in the military. And I think that's where this ties together. So I'm going to show you guys the numbers, but first I got to give you a little bit about me. So there's this poem called The Man in the Glass. I memorized it in Airman Leadership School, and it's been in my head ever since. So I'm going to share it with you today. So the man in the glass: when you get what you want and you struggle for self and the world makes you king for a day, then go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't a man's father, mother, or wife whose judgment upon him must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in his life is the man staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And you've passed your most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You can fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass. But the final reward will be heartache and tears if you cheated the man in the glass. So man, that speaks volumes to me. So that's personally just a representation of what integrity is, in my opinion, but that's also what David Goggins is talking about, the accountability mirror. And that's why I said on the other video about the drip coach changing the name thing, I don't give a shit. So all of this is really just to round it out, saying I'm going to speak the truth and be unapologetically myself. And I believe that that's what a man should do, or a person of value and integrity should do, man or woman. That poem can be for both. So that being said, let's take a look at how I have identified that drip will indeed 10x before the end of April. Definitely. So what am I talking about? Well, first, let's take a look at what this 10x is. So I'm not actually talking about the 10x price, which you guys may have thought it was. So it's not going from 41 cents to 410. What I am referring to instead is the drip total supply. We are currently, as of this video, sitting at 9.6 million. Can you believe that? 9.6 million. And we will be at 10. So that's a 10x from what the supply was supposed to be at when the contract, well, it was supposed to try to maintain that, but the contract was clearly made with a mint function, so it could always pay out rewards. So remember, that's a feature, not a bug. And this is not exactly a cause for alarm. It's more of a, you need to pay attention. And I'm going to explain what the good news is after that. But first, where did I get the numbers from? Well, glad you asked. So remember that we have the drip vault. This is a tax vault. And every time this little line came down here, we were minting, basically. If you zoom out, you can see we were, from the launch, perfectly healthy, no problems, nothing to see here. Everything's all good. And then from the first delay of the animal farm, which is right here, because that's around when I got in, I heard about it. Actually, the Animal Farm delay was around here. So this was all people buying the rumor, selling the news. So they had got all this, and the Manor Farm launch and everything was Gucci. And it peaked back up because I think right here, Forex said 7 days will launch, something around that fact. That's when I heard about it again. And then from here, it was delay. It launched, then delay, and all that negatively affects drip. So you can definitely see that as it went down, and pretty much now well over a year, we've had zero development on drip, while yet we've had like 4 to 5 things launched for the Animal Farm. So because of that lack of development on drip, and because of this insanely passionate community that came in for drip itself, we have seen nothing but negative price action. That's to be expected because a lot of people joined based off of the hype of drip and what drip would do with all these new features. So what I'm getting at is that every single one of these times it was down here is when we were minting. And you can get these numbers straight from the drip Faucet vault. And you can actually come in here. It doesn't start, it stops around August, I think is when it starts. And it doesn't have the actual, it has just a total value here, but it doesn't tell you what was minting. But you can pick any date and see how much drip was here. So that's exactly what I did. I just went ahead and picked the big dates, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, right? It's simple math, not hard to do. So this is where this spreadsheet comes in. Of course, couldn't do this without spreadsheet. So I went ahead and went the drip launch date. I forgot it's 21st, 22nd, but this is definitely within like 2 or 3 days. So take that with a grain of salt. That's not going to cause a big problem. So we were Gucci for 406 days. June 1st is when we first started minting. I got a video out on my site about it. A bunch of other people made videos as well. And again, you can look at the Telegram stats, or you can go on the BSC scan to do it yourself. But Telegram makes it a hell of a lot faster if you have that open. And then, so from June 1st to September 20th, 111 days later, we 2x the drip price. And this is where it starts to kind of get ugly. So after that, October 24th, 34 days later, we added another million to that price. So we have 3x in basically 100 and I didn't add these up, so I'm doing it now, 45 days. So just about under 4 months. Then December 1st, we're now at 4 million drip tokens. So under 6 months, we have officially 4x the price. And once, what you see with this is that once the printer is broken, so to speak, you have exponentially more people banging on that button. Whereas before, because there was a lot of hopium injected, people were hydrating and compounding. But pretty much once you got around here, I think this was like the first big delay with the dogs or something. I can't remember, but nothing happened basically. So here people they started bailing. And this is also where a lot of other shitforks popped up all through here. Then you had the December campaign, no sell December. You had no sell August, which was this one. Then December buy and burn challenge. So you had a little bit of hopium that kept it alive. But for the most part, that was, well, no, not the most part, 110%. That was only the community driving that price action up. Zero development. And people are like, you're shitting on Forex. That's not fair. It's FUD. No, it's facts. He didn't do anything for drip during that time frame, and the community kept the price action up. All right. Next, we have 5 million on 22 December. Let's just delete all this. You don't need this. Doesn't need to slowball it. So as you can see, it starts to exponentially get worse. Not exponential, but we start getting into the teens and now in the single digits so far at 9.6 million. This peak here that we did not print for was once again a community initiative. This was the drip drop draw being teased and everybody getting hyped up about what the potential was. And I think it was February 15th when we hit the absolute bottom for drip at 23 cents so far. Absolute bottom. Let me rephrase that. And on the heels of that, the drip drop draw and this massive campaign, over 1 million in the tax vault, amazing support by the community. That is who I support. That's who my allegiance belongs to. And that is why I make this content. And I see that you guys watch it. So where am I at now? So we're at 9.6 million. So went ahead and ran some numbers. So the average extra million being added to drip after we hit that 5 million mark, because these outliers will really hike up the price or the average. So I went ahead and only looked at 5 million plus, because it is going to continue to get out of hand the more drip that we have. So 20 days is the average. So this would definitely be on track for this. So by the end of the month, that would be 23 April, we would be at 10 million. I think we'll be before that, because I did this number here, which was the amount of drip that we've added over from 9 million to 9.6, I believe. Let me check that. B12, B17, B7. No, so that's just from 5 million to 9.6 million. So I just looked at the difference. So the 4.6 million drip that was added here, and then the days between April 3rd and December 22nd, and then found out that that was 45,000 drip on average that we've done per day. And that comes out to a remaining 9 days. So in theory, if the math were to follow itself to a T, we would be there before the middle of April. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a grace period of the end of the month. I'd love to be proven wrong. And if triple D launches by that time, then I will be proven wrong. And that's perfectly fine. I'd much rather err on the side of caution and show you guys the numbers and then let the community rally and be proven wrong because of the massive support by the community. So now, what is the good news about all this? Yeah, what's the bright side? Because it can't just be facts and doom and gloom. Well, the bright side is, let me see, pull this up here, is that a large amount of people are holding liquid drip. Now, what is the positive of that? Because drip, you know, is better left in the faucet. So we have here 4.7. Let's just round it up to 5. So 50%, you can see that from these numbers, 48% total in the 2 contracts. So 50% is sitting in wallets. There's a couple other contracts spread out, but let's just round that up because I know some fudders out there, some people in the comments, there's other contracts. Yeah, whatever. So this will give us 50% that people are holding. Now, the positive point of that is that why would people be speculating or holding drip unless they think it's going to go above the price, the average price that they bought in? Like this person has 113,000. That is 5 max wallets that he's sitting on that he could just be depositing right now into the faucet and be able to claim out. But the thing is, so people are sitting on so much liquid drip, like especially the OG whales. Like I think Lady Mania said she has over 5 max wallets. The Ohio Crypto told me he had 3. So there's people that have just buku drip. And they don't want to sell it. They're just sitting on it and stockpiling it and hoping to probably take some profits or get into triple D. So the point I'm getting at is the fact that 50% is sitting liquid, and triple D, when it launches, will incentivize them to put it back. Plus, the fact that people are sitting on it lets you know that they still believe in the project because they've had multiple times to dump at any one of the rallies that we had, but they continue to accumulate and stack on the side. And some of these maybe are people that just, like I said, have multiple max out wallets, so they just claim and hold, which I don't understand, but there's the point to be made that they're holding it and then they are waiting for the opportunity to do something with it. So I believe triple D will be that opportunity. So we've seen a lot of liquid drip get added over these last couple of months and just get held and not so much sold off. So when you actually look at the numbers in regards to volume, we aren't really selling that much drip daily in regards to price action. Let's pull that up real quick. All right, let's zoom out here. So you got the volume. This down here is the net volume indicator. So these days that are below the 0 line are the sales. And like when we were sitting at $5 range in drip, we were able to have a net volume of 250K. But now that we are much lower, let's look at price action. That's November here, $70,000 in February. So the lower the drip price goes, the more drip that needs to be sold. So that is kind of a plus because that also means the less amount that it will need to moon the price. So again, with the drip marketing DAO, this is actually a good thing for the target audience we're looking at. So we can advertise to them, hey, that's $5 buy once a week that we know fits into their budget and is risk capital. They can actually make some significant gains off of that because they'll be able to buy a lot of drip at these prices. And we know that price is actually controlled by this circulating supply here. So again, theory, little hopium, that when triple D launches, and I know we will get the drip marketing DAO on point. So when that kicks in, we will have positive price action. However, until those 2 catalysts come into play, you can expect to see more of this. And this goes back to that video I made a long time ago with drip would go to 10 cents. But luckily, the community rallied. So again, I could be wrong. We could get back down to 23 again, and the community might rally and pump again. But we can't keep relying on that. Luckily, again, the community has taken drip on their back and are doing what they feel is necessary to move the price in a positive direction. And with a 40,000, 50,000 member community, remember those numbers at 150 grand are completely wrong. We don't have the real numbers, but I'm guessing it's closer to what's in the Telegram, and that's probably more accurate. So anyway, 30,000 to 50,000 people, we got a lot of room to grow. We can bring that in on the DAO. And that is the goal, to actually get more people in the drip marketing DAO garden than there are real people in drip Faucet. And I think we will be successful with that. I don't know by when, but definitely, maybe not immediately. So, all right, hope that provided some value. Hope it wasn't too much doom and gloom. We will keep an eye peeled, and we'll see. I'll check back on this 23rd of April or the 11th, 12th of April. Let's see if either one of those line up. Hoping to be wrong, and that we get triple D before then, and that we never, ever, ever see this, because we're going to see positive price action afterwards. So we'll see. That could be something to look forward to. Be able to look back on this video and go, I was completely wrong. Thank you, drip community, for proving me wrong. All right, that's all I got. Hope it provides a value. If it did, smash that HBO special. Help brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spreadsheet Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.